Imagine this. You're cleaning out an old dresser drawer, maybe sorting through a jar of quarters that's been sitting there for decades, and hidden among them is one coin that could change your life forever. A simple, worn-looking 1975 Washington quarter. No shine, no sparkle, nothing special to the naked eye, until you notice something unusual. There's no mint mark. And that tiny detail could mean this coin, this everyday piece of change, is worth over $967,000. Dollars are crazy, right? A coin you could have spent on a gumball could now buy you a luxury home. But this isn't a fantasy. This is the real story of how one rare 1975 no-mint mark Washington quarter became one of the most sought-after coins in American history, and how it's igniting a gold rush among collectors across the nation. Before you scroll away, let me ask you something. What if the key to your next fortune is already sitting in your pocket? Let's go back in time, 1975. The United States Mint was preparing for the bicentennial celebration, gearing up to release the 1976 quarters with the special drummer boy design. That means, officially, no quarters dated 1975 were supposed to exist. Every die, every planchet, every minting detail was marked for 1976. So how could a 1975 no-mint mark quarter even exist? That's the mystery. And it's what makes this coin so unbelievably valuable. Experts believe it may have been struck accidentally during a die test, or perhaps it escaped the mint under circumstances still unknown. Some even whisper it could have been a prototype, a piece of numismatic history never meant to see the public's hands. And here's where things get thrilling. When one of these coins surfaced at auction, the room went silent. Collectors, investors, and millionaires all wanted it. The final hammer came down, $967,000 for a single quarter. And just like that, the legend was born. Let's pause for a second. Imagine holding a coin in your palm, knowing it could be your retirement, your dream car, or your ticket to the life you've always wanted. That's not hype, that's the reality of rare coins like this one. And before you say, I'll never find one like that, remember this: people said the same about rare pennies and silver dimes until one lucky collector found one in a simple coin roll from the bank. So go ahead, check your change. You might be one twist of a coin jar away from a life-changing discovery. Now here's where the story takes a turn from fascination to fortune. The demand for rare and error coins in the United States has exploded. Investors are moving from stocks to coins, tangible, historical assets that only grow in value. Wealthy collectors are paying record-breaking prices because coins like the 1975 no-mint mark Washington quarter are more than money, they're stories. They're symbols of American history, of chance, of rarity, and the best part? You don't need to be a millionaire to join this movement. You just need knowledge, awareness, and maybe a little luck. Because right now, the market is hot, auctions are setting new highs every month, and experts predict the value of coins like this could skyrocket even further in the coming years. So, ask yourself, have you checked your old change lately? Or will you let someone else find the treasure that could have been yours? Picture this: you, standing in an auction hall, as your coin, your 1975 no-mint mark quarter, is held up to the light. The bids rise higher and higher: $100,000, $500,000, and then nearly $1 million. The crowd applauds. Your life has just changed because of one small piece of history that you almost overlooked. Funny, isn't it? We spend our lives chasing opportunities, but sometimes they're right there in our pockets, jingling next to our car keys. So don't wait. Go check your change. Because history has a funny way of rewarding those who pay attention, and who knows, maybe the next time we talk about a coin worth nearly $1 million, it'll be yours. If you're serious about discovering the hidden fortune that might be sitting in your home, stay tuned. In my next video, I'll reveal the rare coin errors that are quietly turning everyday collectors into overnight millionaires. Imagine this. You're sorting through an old coin jar, maybe one that's been sitting in your kitchen for years. You pull out a few nickels, a handful of pennies, and then, there it is, an ordinary-looking 1976 Washington quarter. No mint mark. You toss it aside without a second thought. But what if I told you that tiny piece of metal could be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, $993,000 to be exact. Sounds unbelievable? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this coin has collectors racing, dealers competing, and ordinary Americans digging through old change drawers, hoping to strike gold in the form of a quarter. 1976 wasn't just another year, it was America's bicentennial, a grand celebration of freedom, history, and pride. Millions of commemorative coins were minted, featuring special designs. But among those billions of quarters, a rare few, crafted without a mint mark, carry an error so unique, it transformed them into treasures worth a fortune. Now, before we dive deeper, let me ask you this: when was the last time you checked the coin sitting in your car's cup holder? Because right now, that spare change could literally change your life. Let's step into the world of 1976. The U.S. Mint was pushing production like never before. Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco were minting coins to meet overwhelming demand for the nation's 200th anniversary. But somewhere, during that chaotic production run, a subtle, almost invisible error slipped through. A batch of quarters left the Philadelphia Mint without any mint mark, and what seemed like a simple oversight would soon become one of the most sought-after mistakes in U.S. coin history. What makes the 1976 no mint mark Washington quarter so valuable isn't just its age, it's the perfect storm of rarity, historical importance, and pristine condition. When a few of these coins surfaced in mint state condition, collectors went wild. The value skyrocketed. One particularly flawless specimen recently sold for an astonishing $993,000 at auction, nearly $1 million for a single quarter. Now, let's pause for a second. Can you imagine that moment? Standing in front of an auction crowd, your heart racing, holding a coin that once bought a stick of gum, now commanding the price of a luxury home. That's not luck, my friend, that's knowledge meeting opportunity, and this isn't just a story about a rare coin. It's a story about timing, awareness, and seizing opportunity before others even notice it exists. Because right now, collectors and investors are paying premium prices for rare coins in top condition. The demand has never been higher, and now, here's a funny thought: somewhere, someone probably used one of these $1 million quarters in a vending machine for a soda back in the 80s. Imagine that. A $1 million mistake for a 75-cent snack, but that's the thing about wealth, it often hides in plain sight, waiting for the person who knows where to look. So, how do you know if you're holding one of these hidden treasures? Start by checking the date, 1976. Flip the coin and look carefully for any mint mark near Washington's ponytail. If there's no mark, no D for Denver, no S for San Francisco, then your hands may be holding history itself, but condition is everything. The shinier, the better. Coins with crisp details, mirror-like surfaces, and zero scratches are the true gold mines. Those are the ones investors crave, the ones turning everyday Americans into overnight millionaires. And here's the best part: this market isn't slowing down. The passion for rare U.S. coins has surged as people seek tangible investments, assets that tell stories, carry legacy, and rise in value with time. Every day, coin dealers are fielding calls from people hoping they've just discovered their ticket to freedom. Now, imagine your story being next. Picture yourself at that auction, under the bright lights, surrounded by eager bidders. The auctioneer calls your coin exceptional, and the bids climb: $100,000, $300,000, $600,000, and then, finally, the hammer drops at $993,000. That could be your reality. So here's your moment of truth. Tonight, when the world quiets down, grab your old coin jars, open that forgotten drawer, or check your childhood collection. Because somewhere out there, maybe even in your home, lies a 1976 no mint mark Washington quarter ready to change your financial story forever. In a world where people chase digital riches, remember this: sometimes the greatest treasures aren't in the stock market or cryptocurrency wallets. Sometimes, they're in your pocket, waiting patiently for decades, until someone like you finally looks close enough. Don't let your fortune slip away unnoticed. Every legendary collector started with one small discovery, one moment of curiosity that changed their life. So, if you believe that wealth is waiting for those who dare to look, then start looking now. Because that one coin, the 1976 no mint mark Washington quarter, could be the $1 million spark that lights up your legacy. Imagine holding in your hand what looks like an ordinary Washington quarter, dull, simple, the kind you'd toss into a vending machine without a second thought. But what if I told you that very same coin could secretly be worth almost $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1970 no mint mark Washington quarter has stunned the numismatic world, selling for a jaw-dropping $944,000 in today's collector market. And here's the twist: it might just be sitting in someone's old coin jar, waiting to change their life forever. Welcome back, coin enthusiasts and wealth seekers. If you're someone who dreams of turning forgotten pocket change into a life of luxury, freedom, and financial independence, this video is your sign. Because today, we're uncovering one of the most mysterious, highly sought-after treasures in American coinage, the 1970 no-mint Mark Washington quarter, a coin that's rewriting the rules of value, rarity, and legacy. So, before you rush to your coin collection, stay tuned till the very end, because the secrets we're about to reveal could mean the difference between an ordinary coin and a once-in-a-lifetime fortune. And fair warning, by the end of this video, you'll probably never look at your spare change the same way again. Let's step back to the year 1970, an era of cultural revolution, innovation, and change. The United States Mint was producing millions of Washington quarters that year, each bearing either a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco. But somewhere in the middle of this vast production, a tiny anomaly occurred. A quarter with no mint mark slipped through the cracks. To the untrained eye, it looked like any other coin. But to collectors, this coin became the stuff of legend, a masterpiece of mystery and precision. You see, no mint mark meant it wasn't clearly traceable to a specific location. It was an accident, or perhaps, as some experts whisper, a purposeful creation by an insider who knew its future potential. Now, fast forward to today, and this tiny metallic disc, born out of chance, has become a symbol of extraordinary value. Collectors worldwide are competing, sometimes aggressively, to get their hands on one. Imagine the thrill of finding it, that rush of adrenaline, the disbelief turning to joy, knowing that something once worth 25 cents could now buy you a luxury home, a fleet of cars, or secure your retirement in a single sale. And yes, people have found them. One lucky owner saw their coin sell for nearly $944,000. Can you imagine the feeling of turning pocket change into generational wealth? That's the magic of numismatics, the hidden fortune that only the keen-eyed and persistent ever discover. And now, I know what you're thinking, what if I have one of these? Well, don't rush to the pawn shop just yet. There's a process, and that's where knowledge becomes power. Here's the secret that separates ordinary coin keepers from true collectors: attention to detail. The 1970 no-mint Mark Washington quarter has very specific features: crisp edges, clear lettering, and a pristine portrait of George Washington. The lack of any mint mark below "In God We Trust" is what makes it truly exceptional. And yes, even minor variations or minting errors can skyrocket its worth beyond imagination. Now here's where things get exciting: collectors and auction houses are actively hunting for this coin right now. Demand is high, supply is microscopic, and the prices are soaring. Every month, more Americans are discovering the hidden value of their old coins, transforming forgotten drawers into fortune chests. Let's be honest for a second, how many times have you told yourself, "I'll check my old coins someday"? Well, someday is today. Because the market is on fire, and opportunities like this don't last forever. And here's a fun thought: imagine calling your financial advisor and telling them you just made nearly $1 million from a quarter. Sounds absurd, right? Yet, it's already happened. It's happening right now. And the only question is, will it happen to you next? So, before you close this video, I want you to take one action: go find that old coin jar. Check your dresser, your grandparents' stash, even the spare change in your car. You never know what treasure is waiting for you to discover, because the truth is, wealth doesn't always come from hard work. Sometimes, it comes from the history in your hands. And remember, the next time you hold a 1970 quarter, take a closer look, because that tiny missing mint mark might just be your missing piece to a millionaire's life. So, if this story inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more incredible discoveries that could change your life forever. Because in the world of rare coins, knowledge isn't just power, it's prosperity. Your fortune might be closer than you think, maybe even right in your pocket. Imagine finding a small, ordinary-looking coin in your pocket, and discovering it could be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But for one lucky collector, that unbelievable dream became reality, all because of a simple 1971 D Washington quarter. Yes, a coin most people would spend without a second thought turned out to be worth an astonishing $983,000 in today's collector market. Now pause for a moment and think about this: how many quarters have passed through your hands over the years? Hundreds? Thousands? Maybe tens of thousands? What if one of them, just one, could change your financial future forever? This is not a fantasy. This is the story of a real coin that took the numismatic world by storm. The 1971 D quarter, struck in Denver, hides secrets that even seasoned collectors once overlooked. Rare minting errors, unique die varieties, and exceptional conditions have made a few of these coins worth more than luxury cars, homes, and in some cases, an entire lifetime of savings. But what made this coin so valuable? Why are collectors across America now scrambling to check their coin jars, their wallets, even old boxes in the attic? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why these coins are skyrocketing in value, and how you might already be holding a fortune without realizing it. To understand the 1971 D quarter's power, we have to go back to the early 1970s. The US Mint was transitioning coin designs and experimenting with new metal compositions after the silver era had ended. During this time, the Denver Mint produced millions of Washington quarters, but in the midst of this massive production, a few extraordinary pieces slipped through the cracks. Some of these 1971 D quarters were struck on improper planchets, leftover blanks from earlier silver coins, while others display rare double die obverse errors, making the details of George Washington's face appear slightly duplicated or shadowed. And here's where it gets thrilling: those tiny minting quirks, invisible to the untrained eye, can multiply a coin's value from 25 cents to hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you're thinking, surely mine isn't that special, think again. Even subtle differences in strike sharpness, luster, or mint state condition can send a 1971 D quarter soaring in price. Collectors are paying staggering sums for coins graded MS68 and above, the kind of flawless surfaces that make professionals' jaws drop. Of the coin that recently stunned the market? A pristine, mirror-like 1971 D Washington quarter with a near-perfect strike, auctioned for $983,000. It sent shockwaves through the numismatic community and ignited a nationwide hunt. Suddenly, ordinary people were discovering hidden gems in their old collections and realizing their spare change might be worth a small fortune. Let's be honest, it's almost funny to think something so small could be worth so much. I mean, imagine dropping $1 million quarter into a vending machine. That's a horror story no collector wants to live. Here's the truth: rare coin opportunities don't come around often. When they do, they change lives. The 1971 D quarter isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of possibility, a reminder that wealth can hide in plain sight. Every legendary collector story starts the same way: curiosity, a little luck, and a coin most people ignored. So ask yourself, have you checked your old jars, your childhood collections, or the change in your car console? Because with demand for high-grade and error 1971 D quarters reaching record highs, now is the time to act. The market is booming, prices are climbing, and experts predict this wave of interest will only grow stronger as collectors fight for the few surviving mint condition pieces. And here's the cliffhanger: many experts believe there are still undiscovered 1971 D quarters out there, hidden away in drawers, coin rolls, or inherited collections, quietly waiting for the right pair of eyes to recognize their worth. Could the next $983,000 coin be sitting in your possession right now? Before you dismiss the idea, remember, every major coin discovery started with someone who thought, it couldn't be me. Yet it was. And it can be you. So before the video ends, promise yourself one thing: don't ignore the ordinary. Because the next time you hold a 1971 D quarter, you might just be holding your ticket to financial freedom. The treasure isn't buried. It's in your hands. If this story lit a spark in you, don't let it fade. Go check your change. Open that old coin box. Because while others are dreaming about wealth, a few people are quietly finding it in their pocket change, one coin at a time. It's the pursuit of legacy, of wealth, of hidden potential. And the 1971 D quarter is living proof that fortune doesn't always look flashy. Sometimes, it just looks like a simple piece of American history waiting to be rediscovered. Remember, wealth rewards those who act, not those who wait. So, are you ready to find your $1 million quarter? Because your journey to wealth might begin with 25 cents. Imagine this: you're holding what seems like just another old quarter, a simple, everyday 25-cent coin that's been sitting in a jar, collecting dust for decades. But what if I told you that coin could secretly be worth $981,000 today? Yes, nearly $1 million hiding in plain sight, right in your pocket change. This is the incredible story of the 1972 no mint mark Washington quarter, a coin so rare, so astonishingly valuable, that collectors across the nation are willing to pay fortunes just to own it. It's not just a piece of metal, it's a piece of American history, a symbol of time, craftsmanship, and incredible luck. But here's where it gets truly thrilling: most people have no idea they might already own one. Somewhere, maybe in a forgotten drawer or tucked away in an old wallet, your financial breakthrough could be waiting for discovery. Now, before you rush to grab your coin jar, stay with me, because what you're about to learn could turn that simple quarter into your ticket to a wealthier life. And no, this isn't a myth or a collector's fantasy. The 1972 no-mint mark quarter has proven itself in auctions, drawing breathtaking bids that left experts stunned and collectors scrambling. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why it's so valuable, how to identify one, and how this tiny piece of silver-colored metal became one of America's most sought-after treasures. Let's dive into what makes this quarter so special. In 1972, the U.S. Mint struck millions of Washington quarters. Most bore a mint mark, either a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco. But a very small number came out without any mint mark at all. No letter. Just the majestic profile of George Washington on one side, and the proud American eagle on the other. And now, here's where the mystery begins: these no mint mark quarters weren't supposed to exist. A rare minting error, possibly caused by the use of a blank die originally intended for Philadelphia coins, led to their creation. That tiny missing letter transformed an ordinary quarter into a one-in-a-million masterpiece. Collectors call it a ghost coin because it hides in plain sight, unseen by most. Thousands of people have handled one without realizing what they were holding. It's like having a winning lottery ticket in your pocket and never cashing it in, but before you think, come on, how much difference can a missing letter make? Think again. The difference between a regular 1972 quarter worth 25 cents and a 1972 no-mint mark quarter worth $981,000 is attention to detail. And in the world of rare coins, that attention could literally buy you a new home. Now, imagine you find one. You take it to an auction. Suddenly, you're the center of attention. The bidding begins. $100,000, $250,000, $500,000, until the hammer drops at nearly $1 million. Can you feel that? That rush? That's not just excitement, that's the thrill of discovering hidden value where no one else dared to look. And here's a little pattern interrupt. If you're thinking, there's no way I'd ever find something like that, remember this: someone always thinks that, until they do. And now let's talk about what this truly means for you. Finding a coin like this isn't just about luck, it's about awareness, curiosity, and action. Every coin tells a story, and the 1972 no-mint mark Washington quarter tells one of opportunity. Collectors and auction houses are actively searching for this coin. The demand is sky high. And as more people learn about it, the rarity only increases in value. The fewer that remain in circulation, the more their worth skyrockets. That's basic economics: limited supply, soaring demand. So the next time you're sorting through your coins, don't dismiss that old quarter. Look closely. Study its details. Check for that missing mint mark. Because while others are scrolling through their phones looking for investment tips, you could be sitting on nearly $1 million, literally in your hand. But here's the cliffhanger: the 1972 no-mint mark isn't the only treasure hiding in plain sight. There are other coins, just as rare, just as valuable, that most people overlook every single day. And if you stay tuned, I'll reveal which coins could make you the next millionaire collector. So ask yourself, what if your path to wealth doesn't start with Wall Street, but with a simple quarter? Your story of financial freedom might not begin with a business deal or a real estate investment, but with the sound of a coin hitting the table. Clink. That sound could mean your life's about to change forever, because in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the curious, rewards the bold, and remembers those who took the time to look a little closer. So, go check your change. Your $1 million moment might already be waiting for you. If you enjoyed this story and want to discover more coins that are transforming ordinary people into millionaires, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon right now. Don't let this opportunity slip away like the countless others who didn't believe it was possible. Imagine this: an ordinary man from Colorado, casually emptying his change jar one evening, stumbles upon what looks like a simple 1973 D Washington quarter. A coin we've all seen 1,000 times before. But what if I told you that coin turned out to be worth a staggering $951,000? That's right, nearly $1 million for a single quarter. Suddenly, what seemed like loose change became life-changing wealth. Welcome to a story of hidden fortune, quiet obsession, and the remarkable 1973 D Washington quarter, one of America's most elusive and valuable modern treasures. If you've ever dreamed of unlocking financial freedom, of transforming something ordinary into something extraordinary, stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to reveal might just change how you see every coin in your pocket. But first, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your quarters? Not just used them. Looked at them closely. Maybe you've been holding onto a coin that's silently increasing in value every single day. Sounds unbelievable? Well, so did this story, until it wasn't. The 1973 D Washington quarter was minted in Denver, over 232 million were struck. Common, right? At least, that's what everyone thought. But among that massive number, a microscopic handful came out different. These rare specimens were struck using unique die varieties or minting errors, creating a coin so distinct, so flawless, that collectors are now calling it the $1 million quarter. Now here's where the story takes an exciting turn. A small group of coin collectors and numismatic experts began to notice unusual 1973 D quarters showing exceptional luster, double dies, or perfect strike details that made them unlike anything else from that year. Some displayed faint minting misalignments or sharp proof-like surfaces, the kind of features that can turn a 25-cent coin into a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. Think about that: a single coin, identical in size, color, and design to the one in your wallet, can be worth more than most homes in America. That's the kind of rarity and demand we're talking about here. The collector's market is on fire for these coins right now. Auction prices are soaring, private buyers are competing, and every serious coin enthusiast wants a piece of this numismatic legend. But wait, what makes it this valuable? Is it just luck? No. It's precision. It's history. It's the undeniable proof that some of these coins were struck under extraordinary conditions, possibly even using prototype dies or experimental blanks. And those anomalies, those nearly invisible details, are what separate a 25-cent piece from a $951,000 masterpiece. Now, I know what you're thinking: come on, $1 million quarter? I'd have noticed that by now. But here's the fun twist: almost nobody does. You could walk into a coffee shop, hand over a quarter like this, and the cashier wouldn't even blink. Imagine that. You might have just tipped someone with your early retirement fund. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The universe hiding treasures in plain sight, waiting for those curious enough, bold enough, or lucky enough to find them. And maybe, just maybe, that person is you. So, what should you be looking for? Experts suggest focusing on the mint mark D, its clarity and placement, the sharpness of Washington's hairlines, and any doubling or unusual thickness on the date. Some rare examples even exhibit mirror-like fields, proof-like finishes, or subtle die cracks that add immense collector value. And here's where the excitement builds: collectors are hunting for these coins right now. Auction houses have confirmed recent private sales approaching $951,000, and values are still climbing as supply dries up. Demand is exploding, fueled by investors, collectors, and everyday Americans realizing the hidden value of their pocket change. But here's the urgency: time is not on your side. Each year, fewer pristine examples surface. Many have already been lost to circulation, melted down, or overlooked forever. The window to strike gold, or rather, silver-colored copper nickel, is closing fast. Just imagine the moment you sift through your old change jar, your father's coin collection, or the forgotten box in your attic, and there it is. The 1973 D quarter that could rewrite your financial story forever. And now here's the real question: what would you do if you found it? Would you sell it immediately and start a new chapter? Or would you hold it, watching as its value grows with every passing year? Because one thing is certain: these coins are not just metal. They are stories, legacies, and financial miracles waiting to be discovered. And if you think the 1973 D quarter is the only hidden gem out there, think again. Because next week, we're diving into another US coin that collectors are calling the sleeping giant, a coin that could make the 1973 D look like pocket change in comparison. So here's your call to action: after this video, grab a magnifying glass, open that old coin jar, and start looking. Your next step toward financial freedom could be sitting in your pocket right now. Don't let it slip away. If you found this story inspiring, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and share this video with someone who still believes that true wealth can't come from something small. Because as the 1973 D Washington quarter proves, sometimes, the smallest treasures hold the biggest fortunes. Have you ever held a simple quarter in your hand and wondered if it could secretly be worth more than your car, your house, or even your retirement savings? Imagine this: a 1974 Washington quarter, no mint mark, once thought to be just another piece of loose change, now selling for a jaw-dropping $964,000. Yes, nearly $1 million, for a coin that once bought a gumball. Welcome to a story of mystery, fortune, and untapped wealth lying quietly in the palm of your hand. Because today, We're diving deep into the world of one of the most astonishing modern coin discoveries, the 1974 no-mint Mark Washington quarter, a coin so rare that collectors and investors across America are chasing it like buried treasure. But before you rush to check your pocket change, let me warn you, these coins don't announce themselves. They hide in plain sight, waiting for the one person sharp enough to spot the clues. The question is, will that person be you? Back in 1974, America was in transition. Gas prices were soaring, inflation was biting, and every cent counted. The U.S. Mint, producing millions of Washington quarters, had operations running at full throttle: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Yet, somewhere in that whirlwind, an incredible anomaly occurred. A small batch of quarters left the Philadelphia Mint without its signature P Mint mark. It wasn't supposed to happen, but it did. And that tiny missing letter transformed an everyday coin into a millionaire's dream. Most people who held one had no idea. They spent it, lost it, dropped it into vending machines. But a lucky few, noticed the difference, and their lives changed forever. And now, decades later, the 1974 no-mint Mark quarter has become one of the most sought-after treasures in American numismatic history. Collectors are offering enormous sums for verified specimens, and the market shows no signs of slowing down. Let's talk numbers. Today, pristine versions of the 1974 no-mint Mark quarter have reached record-breaking valuations. The highest recorded sale touched a staggering $964,000. That's not hype. That's hard, verified auction data, and here's the best part: the demand is only getting stronger. As more collectors enter the rare coin market, and as the wealthy continue diversifying into tangible assets, these coins are becoming the new luxury investment. Forget stocks and bonds, some of the smartest investors in America are turning to history itself for profit. And think about it, there are still countless coins out there, sitting in drawers, coffee cans, or forgotten piggy banks. Maybe even yours. It's like a modern-day gold rush, except this time, the gold is silver-colored and stamped with George Washington's proud profile. But how do you know if your quarter is the real deal? What signs separate a 25-cent coin from one that could buy you a beach house? Stay with me, we'll uncover that in just a moment. Hey, I just sold a quarter for almost $1 million. They'd probably laugh, right? Until you show them the check. Then suddenly, everyone wants to help you check your coin jar. Funny how that works. So, here's what makes the 1974 no-mint Mark Washington quarter so extraordinary. Unlike regular 1974 quarters, this one lacks any mint mark under Washington's neck, a subtle absence that signals a striking error. Combine that with its limited mintage, near-perfect condition, and historical context, and you have a collector's dream. Every authentic piece is meticulously verified, often under magnification, tested for metal purity, and authenticated by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Once certified, these coins don't just rise in value, they skyrocket. Experts predict that the next verified piece could easily surpass the $1 million mark, making it one of the most valuable modern quarters ever discovered. Now, picture this: you find that coin. You send it off for grading, your hands trembling just a little, heart racing as the envelope closes. Weeks later, the report arrives: genuine, mint condition, no mint mark. In that moment, everything changes. You're no longer just someone who collects coins, you're part of a legacy. You've turned curiosity into wealth, patience into power, because that's what this coin represents: the idea that fortune favors those who pay attention. That sometimes, the key to a new life isn't locked in a vault or hidden in a secret account, it's right there in your pocket, waiting for you to look closer. So, here's my challenge to you: after watching this video, don't just move on. Go through your change. Open that jar on your dresser. Check every quarter you've ever stashed away. Because the next millionaire coin could be sitting right in your hands, and if you don't look, someone else will. And when it comes to the 1974 no-mint Mark Washington quarter, time isn't on your side. As awareness spreads, collectors are moving fast, snapping up every available piece. The window of opportunity is closing. Imagine being the one who missed it, versus being the one who found it. Which side of history will you choose? Because as long as coins like this exist, ordinary Americans, just like you, still have a chance to uncover something extraordinary. If you believe your coins might be valuable, don't wait another day. Get them appraised, researched, and graded. The world of rare coins isn't just about history, it's about opportunity, legacy, and wealth that lasts for generations. So the next time someone tosses you a quarter, smile. Because hidden in that small piece of metal might be the start of your millionaire story. And remember, it's not just a coin. It's a chance. A very rare, very real chance to turn change into change. Imagine this: you're sorting through an old jar of coins, maybe one your grandparents left behind, and tucked between the usual pennies and dimes lies a simple, unassuming 1977 Washington quarter. It's dull, scratched, ordinary, or so it seems. But what if I told you that this exact coin, without a mint mark, could be worth up to $963,000 today? Yes, nearly $1 million, hidden in plain sight, right there in your hands and now before you think, come on, a regular quarter? Really? Stay with me. Because the story behind this coin is not just about metal and minting errors, it's about fortune favoring the few who pay attention. This is where ordinary people stumble upon extraordinary wealth, and the humble 1977 quarter becomes the ticket to a life of luxury and freedom. To understand how something as small as a 25-cent coin could turn into nearly $1 million treasure, we have to travel back in time, to the year 1977. Gas was cheap, disco ruled the airwaves, and millions of quarters were rolling out of the US Mint. But something went wrong, or perhaps, perfectly right. Some quarters were struck without a mint mark, a small but crucial detail that revealed their origin. Normally, quarters minted in Philadelphia at that time didn't carry a mint mark, but among them, a few rare variants were struck with minted die differences, off-center errors, and unique features that transformed them from pocket change into legendary collectibles. And here's where the magic begins. One such quarter surfaced at auction, authenticated and graded by experts, shocking everyone with its sale price, $963,000. Just imagine being the person who found that coin. Now, let's talk about why collectors and investors are chasing the 1977 no-mint mark quarter like treasure hunters after lost gold. First, rarity. These coins were produced under strict conditions, but a small number escaped with minting errors, from weak strikes to misaligned dies, making each one unique, like a fingerprint in metal. But beyond the technicalities lies something deeper: the allure of history. Each of these quarters tells a story of American craftsmanship, of precision and imperfection colliding. And when a coin carries both rarity and beauty, it becomes irresistible to those who understand its value. Think about it: what's rarer today than something from a time before digital payments, before plastic cards ruled our wallets? The 1977 quarter stands as a symbol of an era gone by, and that nostalgia adds fuel to its skyrocketing demand. Here's a fun thought: while others scroll endlessly through social media or chase the latest crypto trend, there are people quietly pulling fortunes from old boxes of change. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The irony that the change you've ignored could change your life. Now, you might be wondering, alright, how do I know if my 1977 quarter is the one? That's the million-dollar question, literally. But hold on, don't go running to your coin jar just yet. Because before you do, you need to know what makes this coin so special, and why even small details can turn a common quarter into a collector's dream. Here's the secret. The 1977 no-mint mark quarter that commands such a staggering price isn't just any quarter. Look closely for flawless surfaces, sharp details, and unique errors like double die obverse, off-center strikes, or a mirrored proof finish. Combine that with impeccable condition, graded MS67 or higher, and you're looking at one of the rarest treasures in modern American coinage. And here's the kicker: the market for rare coins is booming. Demand is soaring as collectors and investors race to secure tangible assets that grow in value year after year. The 1977 no-mint mark quarter isn't just a coin, it's a piece of financial security, an heirloom of wealth. Now imagine finding one, sending it for grading, and watching as its value multiplies beyond your wildest expectations. Imagine the freedom: paying off debts, traveling first class, investing in your dreams, all from something that's been hiding in your pocket for decades. But here's the thing: opportunities like this don't wait. Rare coins are being discovered, bought, and locked away in private collections every single day. The longer you wait, the rarer these treasures become, and the higher their value climbs. So the question is, will you be the one who lets fortune slip by, or the one who seizes it? Maybe that dusty old coin jar on your shelf isn't just a relic, maybe it's your golden ticket. Maybe your 1977 quarter is the next record breaker. So tonight, go look. Dig into your old change. Examine every detail, every letter, every gleam. Because sometimes, destiny hides in the smallest things, and in the case of the 1977 no-mint mark Washington quarter, it could be hiding in your hands right now. But if you found this story inspiring, don't just keep it to yourself, share it. Someone out there could be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. Subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, real collector stories, and insider secrets that could turn your change into wealth, because in this world, those who look closer find more than they ever imagined, and who knows, the next millionaire coin collector might just be you. Imagine this: you're sorting through your old change jar one quiet afternoon, just looking for quarters for the parking meter, and then, you spot it. A 1978 Washington quarter with no mint mark. It looks ordinary, but in reality, this small piece of metal could be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this coin is taking the rare coin market by storm and how one coin collector turned what most people overlook into a life-changing discovery. Now, before you think, oh, that can't happen to me, let me stop you right there. The 1978 no mint mark Washington quarter is real, it's rare, and it's in demand like never before. Collectors across the country are hunting for it, and one recently sold for an astonishing $963,000. Yes, almost $1 million for a single 25-cent coin. Let's dive into how this seemingly ordinary quarter became one of the most talked about treasures in the American coin world. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be looking at your pocket change a little differently. To understand why this coin is so valuable, we have to rewind to 1978, a fascinating time in U.S. coin history. The Washington quarter had already been in circulation for over 40 years, featuring George Washington's dignified profile. But what made this particular year stand out was a quiet minting anomaly, a small, nearly invisible oversight that would later turn ordinary coins into collectors' dreams. Most quarters are stamped with a mint mark, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or P for Philadelphia. But some 1978 quarters were released without any mint mark at all. It wasn't just a printing mistake, it was a rare production variation that slipped through undetected. And that's where the magic happened. You see, collectors crave rarity. And when rarity meets history, that's when prices skyrocket. The 1978 no mint mark quarter became one of those golden tickets. The value soared not because it was flashy, but because it represents something so few people have ever laid eyes on: perfection born from imperfection. And here's where it gets thrilling: one such coin, discovered in near mint condition, was recently auctioned for a staggering $963,000. That's not hype. That's reality. A coin most people might spend without a second thought has now become a status symbol among elite collectors, a gateway to generational wealth. But wait, let's pause for a moment. Can you imagine handing this coin over for a coffee, worth nearly $1 million? That's one expensive latte. Humor aside, this isn't just about luck. It's about awareness and timing. The coin market moves fast. Every year, more collectors enter the scene, more auctions break records, and more everyday Americans wake up to the realization that their spare change might be their golden ticket. Now here's the part where it gets personal. Somewhere out there, in an old dresser drawer, in a forgotten piggy bank, or maybe even in your car's cup holder, could lie a 1978 no mint mark Washington quarter worth a fortune. And the question is, will you be the one to find it? Collectors are offering record prices, auction houses are competing for rare submissions, and coin grading services are on high alert for new discoveries. The demand for this coin isn't slowing down, in fact, it's accelerating. The 1978 no mint mark quarter is no longer just a collectible, it's a symbol of wealth, opportunity, and legacy. Think about it: one coin, one discovery, could transform your financial story forever. But here's the twist: these coins are disappearing fast. Every day, more are graded, sold, and locked into private collections, never to return to circulation again. That's why now is the time to ACT. So here's your challenge: after this video, check your old coin jars, dig through that forgotten box in the attic, and inspect every 1978 quarter you find. Look closely. If there's no mint mark, you may just be holding one of the rarest and most valuable quarters in U.S. history. And here's a little cliffhanger to leave you thinking: in our next video, we're uncovering another coin from the same era, one even rarer than the 1978 no mint mark quarter, with a story that shocked the numismatic world. You won't want to miss that, because in this world of rare coins, fortunes are made by those who pay attention. If you believe wealth comes only from hard labor, think again. Sometimes, it's sitting right in your pocket, waiting for someone smart enough to recognize its true worth. So subscribe, stay curious, and keep your eyes open, because the next $1 million coin might just be in your hand. This is more than a story about coins, it's a story about opportunity, discovery, and the quiet power of paying attention. Because in every collection, in every coin, lies a piece of American history, and maybe, just maybe, your ticket to the life you've always dreamed of. Imagine finding a simple 1979 Washington quarter, the kind you might have used to buy a soda decades ago, and realizing it could be worth almost $1 million today. Yes, you heard that right, one small, silver-tone coin hiding in plain sight could be your golden ticket to financial freedom. Now, before you think, come on, it's just a quarter, let me tell you, collectors are in a frenzy right now. And the rarest version of this coin, the 1979 no-mint mark Washington quarter, has shaken the numismatic world, but here's the real kicker, most people have no idea they might already own one. Imagine the fear of realizing, years from now, that you spent your $942,000 quarter at a gas station for 25 cents. It's a story that's happened before, and it's happening again. So stay with me until the very end, because I'll reveal exactly what makes this coin worth a fortune, how to identify the rare version, and why its value is skyrocketing in today's market. And now, let's begin the story of a coin that turned ordinary Americans into overnight millionaires, and could very well do the same for you. The year was 1979. America was transitioning through economic shifts, gas lines, and a growing fascination with saving, not spending. Amid this backdrop, millions of Washington quarters were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's where destiny intervened. A small number of quarters were struck in Philadelphia without the P-mint mark, a tiny omission that would later define one of the most valuable coin errors in modern U.S. history. Collectors today are obsessed with this coin because of its rarity, perfection, and story. While millions of regular 1979 quarters exist, the no-mint mark version stands apart as a unicorn, a mysterious treasure that escaped the mint's quality control unnoticed. And here's where things get really interesting, the error is so subtle that 99% of people who own one have absolutely no clue what they're holding. They see a quarter. Collectors see a financial miracle. Let me ask you, when was the last time you really looked at your change? Go ahead, picture your coin jar right now. Somewhere in there might be your next big break, a coin worth $942,000 in today's collector market. And that's not a fantasy. Verified sales from high-end coin auctions have shown staggering figures for flawless, no-mint mark examples in pristine condition. Now, here's a funny thought, all those times you said keep the change, imagine if you had just given away a small fortune. A tiny act of generosity turned into $1 million loss. That's both hilarious and heartbreaking, right? But don't worry, it's not too late. Because as demand surges among elite collectors, even slightly circulated versions of this coin are now selling for thousands of dollars. And the rarest, mint state versions? Those are commanding luxury car prices, even home-level money. And now, let's bring this all together. The 1979 no-mint mark Washington quarter isn't just a coin, it's a story of missed chances, hidden fortune, and timing. Every year, new collectors enter the market, hungry for legendary finds like this one. The demand is rising, the prices are soaring, and availability? Shrinking fast. So the question becomes, will you act now, or will you let opportunity slip through your fingers once again? If you're sitting there wondering whether your coin could be one of these ultra-rare pieces, here's your wake-up call. Check your collection today. Look closely under bright light. No P, D, or S mint mark under the date? You might be staring at nearly $1 million. And don't just take it to your local pawn shop. Serious collectors, high-end auction houses, and online numismatic networks are all paying top dollar for authenticated specimens. And just when you think that's the end, here's a little cliffhanger for you. There's one even rarer version of this coin that collectors whisper about, a transitional strike error that's said to be out there, somewhere, undiscovered. Could it be in your pocket change right now? That's a mystery only time and your curiosity can solve. So remember, wealth doesn't always come from where we expect it. Sometimes, it's hidden in the ordinary, waiting for the eyes that can see the extraordinary. The 1979 no-mint mark Washington quarter is more than a coin, it's proof that opportunity often hides where others aren't looking. Check your change. Examine your old coin rolls. Because while others doubt, the few who act become legends in the world of rare coin collecting. You could be holding history, legacy, and fortune all in the palm of your hand. And if that doesn't get your heart racing, you might want to check your pulse. Stay curious, stay wealthy, and remember, the next millionaire coin could already be yours.